My name is Sarah Smith. I'm 33 years old. I'm just an ordinary part-time housewife. I've been married to my husband, Bill, who is 2 years older than me, for 3 years. Bill is what you call an elite, working hard every day at a big company. We're a dual income couple, but honestly, we could get by just fine on Bill's salary alone. Recently, I found out that I'm pregnant, which has been a dream of mine for a while, so I'm currently on maternity leave. As for how to handle work going forward, I'll have to discuss it with Bill. That was what I thought.
Sorry, Sarah. Please forgive me. I'm getting divorced from you. I'll live with Mary and the child in this new house. So you need to leave right now.
One day, after finishing a parenting class, I came home to find Bill and my older sister Mary waiting at the door. To make things worse, Mary was holding a child who looked about 1 year old. They were both tearfully apologizing, but it felt fake, almost as if they were doing it on purpose. For a moment, I was confused, but I quickly understood the situation. So this is finally the moment. I smiled brightly with a wide grin on my face. I see. As you wish, I'll divorce you.
What?
Ignoring the confused Bill and Mary, I walked into the house. Hey, how long are you planning to stay at the door? Don't apologize like that. You're in the way. Come on, Bill. You have the divorce papers ready, right? Let me see them. I'll sign it right here.
Okay.
We moved to the living room, and I took the divorce papers from Bill's hands, quickly writing my name on them.
Hey, how long are you going to keep that face on? Stop with the forced smile. It's painful to watch, you know. It's uncomfortable. You don't have to pretend to be fine.
What? I'm really happy. I'm so happy that I'm divorcing you. I can't help but smile. I'm not faking it. This is truly how I feel.
Why are you like this? Wait, are you not getting what I'm saying?
Bill looked seriously concerned. I, on the other hand, didn't quite understand. He asked for a divorce, but when I accepted it without hesitation, now he's saying I shouldn't fake a smile or pretend to be okay. I'm not crazy. Maybe you should be more worried about yourself and that kid. You know, the kid Mary's holding. There's a chance that child isn't even yours, let alone Mary's. Maybe before doing a DNA test, you should think about going to the police first.
What the heck are you talking about?
Bill looked at me, stunned. I guess he didn't understand because I said something so completely unexpected. I whispered, and the crucial part about the child possibly not being his or Mary's didn't reach Mary's ears. Mary, still holding the child, stood there with a sour expression. As I folded the divorce papers, I looked at both Bill and Mary. Somewhere deep inside, I had a feeling this was coming. Ever since I found out about you two, Bill and Mary.
Wait, you knew? You knew we were having an affair the whole time?
Yeah, I knew. I know Mary better than anyone. After all, we're sisters. I stared at Mary, my real sister. She scoffed and snorted.
If you knew and let it slide, you're even more of a fool. Bill, did you hear that? She knew about us but didn't say a word until today. So she was pretending not to know. That's practically proof she doesn't love you anymore.
Well, that's...
No, it's not that. I had feelings for you, or at least I did as a family member. We've only been married for 3 years, but we were still a married couple. If I didn't have feelings for you, I wouldn't have accepted you when I knew about the affair. I wouldn't have continued having relations with you, even though I knew. But now that I'm pregnant, I guess, Bill, you've become useless.
Useless?
It's strange, though. The moment I found out I was pregnant, all my feelings for you disappeared. It was like nothing. I don't love you anymore, and honestly, I don't care about the affair or anything else. Before, at least, when you'd go out alone on your days off, I'd think, oh, he's probably going on a date with Mary. Or when I'd see the business trip on the calendar, I'd think, oh, he's probably having an affair with Mary on that trip. I'd even think, he'll probably buy me souvenirs with a straight face. But all those thoughts have vanished. You're just someone who's legally my husband, or more simply, a roommate now.
What the hell is this? Sarah, you were never the type of person to say something like that.
You're the one saying that? The one who was secretly having an affair with my sister behind my back? Well then, let me say this too. I never knew you were the kind of person to do something like this. Had I known you would cheat on me with my own sister and try to kick me out of our home while living with her and her child, I probably wouldn't have married you in the first place.
Sarah, then why the hell did you marry me?
Because at first, I truly loved you as my husband, as part of our family. I know that. But the moment I got pregnant, it was as if all the love I had for you transferred to this baby in my belly, and I just stopped having any feelings for you. No, I love this baby more than I ever loved you. So, I think, what I truly wanted was this baby. I married you to meet and love this baby. If meeting this baby meant I had to ignore everything about your affair, I could do that easily. That's how I feel now. I won't get another chance to say this, so I'll say it clearly now, Bill. Thank you for being a sperm donor. I smiled warmly as I said this, and Bill stepped back, his face drained of color. Maybe he still didn't understand what I was saying. If that's the case, then it's not a problem with my words, but with Bill's ability to understand. While Bill fumbled for words, Mary spoke up.
You're still as disgusting as ever. I don't even get what you're saying. You've been talking all this nonsense, but in the end, you just can't admit you lost to me, right?
Lost? Were we in some kind of competition? Also, Mary, it's been a while since we've actually faced each other. You've been pretty hard to get a hold of these last couple of years. We were never that great at keeping in touch anyway. By the way, Dad and Mom have completely given up on you, so they haven't been worried at all. Knowing you, Mary, I don't think you were ever worried about causing concern by not contacting anyone. We're both adults now.
Shut up. If you're such an adult, then stop calling me by my first name. You've always been like this. You should address me as dear sister.
No way. Why should I call you that? You've never acted like a sister, not even once. Even now, you think taking my husband from me is what a sister should do. Is that your version of winning over me? Do you think you won by doing something no one will praise you for? Mary glared at me harshly. She's always been like this. She loves to take any chance to show she's better than me. For Mary, I think winning over me in everything has become some sort of life goal. We may be sisters, but we're still strangers. We are different people. We have different strengths and weaknesses. But I don't understand what any of this means. Sure, Mary, you're beautiful. I admit that. You have beautiful eyes, long lashes, and your lips are a natural beautiful red without any makeup. You don't look 35. I bet you've been working hard to maintain that figure. Your looks can be a strong weapon in many situations. Instead of trying to beat me and claim some small victory, you should just live your own life. Why don't you do that? Honestly, you could have gotten married before me.
Shut up already. You're really a pain. You'll never understand my feelings. Stay in my shadow.
Mary's sharp glare shifted from me to Bill.
By the way, I've got something to say to you, Bill. Sarah's getting pretty noticeable with her pregnancy. I didn't know she was pregnant. What's going on? You were having an affair with me and still doing things with her. Bill, you told me that Sarah was boring, uninteresting, unsatisfying, and that being with her was tiring. But with me, I'm much more beautiful, fun to be around, and I can make you feel better. And yet,
Well, I thought Sarah didn't realize anything about the affair, so I thought it would be fine to still be a husband to her in a way. My mom and dad also really wanted a grandchild. Sarah has wanted a child for so long, so I thought it would be hard to keep rejecting her. That's why.
what's that excuse? I didn't know you could be so wishy-washy. You said it yourself, right? I don't have any feelings for Sarah anymore. You always said, it's tough being forced to do this when we can't have kids. I feel like it's my fault we don't have kids, and all that. Hey, when I found out I was pregnant and told you this child was yours, you were sleeping with her. Could it be that you never went through with the divorce because you were trying to keep both me and Sarah at the same time? I believed in you. I trusted your words. The only one I truly love is Mary, and that's why I had this child.
No, that's not it. I never meant to keep you both. I really love only you. I was forced by her, and I had no choice. I really wanted to divorce her right away, but I had my own circumstances, preparations to make, and all sorts of things to deal with. So I'm sorry for making you wait this long. I've been apologizing for it all along.
It seems like things were escalating between Bill and Mary. They were supposed to be building a new family, but everything felt so tense. It might be strange since they started from such a twisted, dishonest place, but I suppose this kind of discord was inevitable. Well, at this point, it had nothing to do with me. Hey, with your fault in this divorce, I can ask for alimony and child support, right? Mary, I'm not so sure about you, but Bill, you've got savings to pay it all at once, right?
Well, that's.
What are you talking about? Why should I pay alimony? You share some responsibility for this too, since you couldn't satisfy your husband.
Ignoring Mary's words, I went to my room and took out all the evidence of the affair I had been collecting. I returned and placed it in front of both of them. I've gathered various kinds of evidence like photos and recordings of the affair. Do you want to see them? I laid out a large pile of photos and a voice recorder in front of them. You two have gone on quite a few dates and trips together, right? When we were dating, you weren't this enthusiastic about going out, were you? It's almost funny. In these theme park pictures, you two are smiling so happily. You look like you're having the time of your lives. Does it feel like you're young again, enjoying yourselves? I wonder how it looks to others. Do they think you're a couple? Same goes for the trips. Two adults traveling together. People would definitely think you're either a couple or married. Honestly, it's hard to tell just by looking at these photos that it's an affair, right?
Sarah, did you really collect all this evidence all along?
Yeah, Once I realized what was going on, I had no choice but to collect evidence. If we were going to get divorced anyway, I wanted to make sure it was as beneficial for me as possible. Oh, this hotel. I think it's famous for its outdoor spa, right? The view there is incredible. Bill, did you pick this place for our long-awaited trip because you were already familiar with it from your affair with Mary? You knew it so well. You even chose the same place for us. But that was a mistake. You see, there was an inquisitive hotel staff member who told me something. She said, "Your husband was here before with another woman. They enjoyed the outdoor spa together and even chose souvenirs arm in arm."
What? That's gross. Why would someone, especially a hotel employee, be so nosy about other guests? Unbelievable. That staff member's totally unqualified.
Well, I guess she just couldn't suppress her curiosity. Oh, by the way, Bill's parents actually helped with the affair investigation.
Wait, what? My parents too?
Yeah, they both saw you and Mary walking together. They even saw you both go into the hotel. They told me about it. I shared the information with Bill's mom and continued gathering details. They tried to get a confession from you, followed you by car. They were really angry about the affair. Even said they'd cut ties with you. But they seemed to have a bit of fun with the whole detective thing and seemed almost happy about it. Bill was speechless. It seemed that the fact even his parents knew about the affair and helped gather evidence was completely unexpected for him. His parents were pretending they hadn't noticed the affair. Both of them were good at acting, so Bill never caught on. So, will you pay the alimony and child support all at once? I'd like you to sign a statement too. You don't have to agree to it right now, but if not, I'll have to involve lawyers or go to court.
Okay, I'll pay the usual amount immediately. I'll sign it. Is that good?
Wait, Bill. Why are you listening to Sarah? You don't need to do what she says.
Mary, just be quiet. It's fine. If this money helps us cut ties for good, then it's worth it. I have savings. And what do you think will happen if I rush to a lawyer with all this evidence? If I go to a skilled lawyer, I'll end up paying way more in alimony.
Bill and Mary were still arguing. I had Bill sign the statement right then and there. At least I wouldn't need to worry about money for now. While Bill signed, Mary kept wearing a sullen expression.
Why alimony? That money from Bill is for me, Bill, and our child to live comfortably from now on. Why does Sarah need it? She's so greedy.
Mary, seriously, don't you think it's time to stop?
What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean that. I pointed at the child Mary had been holding in her arms. The child had been peacefully sleeping throughout the chaos.
Stop referring to other people's kids like that. This child has a lovely name. Lily.
Oh, Lily. I already knew that.
What?
Lily's so cute, even when she's sleeping. She's all chubby, but she doesn't look like either you or Bill. Hey, are you sure this child is really Bill's and your child?
What are you saying? Stop being jealous just because you couldn't get pregnant. This is definitely my child.
Oh, really? I never thought Mary could plan something like this for such a long time. Was all this distance over the last couple of years just to keep this lie from being exposed? You avoided seeing us so we wouldn't catch on? In the meantime, you kept up a normal relationship with Bill, though. You lied to him all along, but he never figured it out. Well, I guess Bill and Mary both only see what they want to see. But did you really want to be with Bill this badly? Do you think he's worth all this effort?
What are you talking about? What do you even mean? This doesn't make any sense. Stop confusing me.
I think that child, Lily, is neither Bill's child nor even yours. I've been saying this all along. Where did you get that child from? As I said this, the atmosphere in the room froze. I had already said what I needed to say to Bill. Now, I made sure Mary understood what I thought. Bill looked at Mary awkwardly. Mary's face turned pale, and she clutched the child in her arms tighter. Sorry, Mary. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But I think it's impossible for you to be pregnant or give birth at your age. I've seen the doctor's note. You've always been so charming on the outside, but you've had relationships with many people over the years, haven't you? Do you remember back in middle school when you were always sneaking around with boys? Or in high school when you first said you might be pregnant? Mom and Dad were furious. But in the end, you had an abortion. How many times have you gone through pregnancy and abortion since then? You came home each time just to ask Dad and Mom for money to cover the abortion costs. And every time they yelled at you. I've seen the medical documents you left behind during those times. Both Dad and Mom and I looked at them together. Mary, your body probably isn't even capable of getting pregnant properly anymore, is it?
Is that true, Mary? I didn't know you were in that kind of condition.
Wait, why are you believing what Sarah is saying? That's impossible. Look, I'm pregnant with your child and having it right now.
Yeah. If that child really is yours, I'll truly congratulate you. I'll be happy for you and for finally taking Bill from me by having a child with him. I'm concerned about using a child as a tool, but you probably had to do that to take Bill from me, didn't you? I understand. I continued speaking calmly. Now, Bill and Mary were both tense, wondering what I was going to say next. Mary, from the moment you first saw Bill, I bet you were already planning how to take him from me, weren't you? When we had our family meeting, he was on a fast track to success, an elite after all. Mary, maybe you thought you were hiding it, but the way you looked at Bill, your eyes were always sparkling. It looked like a hunter stalking its prey. And then, after we got married and became family, you got closer to him, pulling him into an affair. Back then, he was always busy, and even when he was home, he didn't seem at peace. But then, after a certain point, he started coming home with a relieved smile every day. I think that's when you two started your relationship.
Wait, you realized it from the start?
Yeah, kind of. He's just that obvious. Mary, you were confident, so I bet you thought Bill would choose you over me as soon as he could. But he kept dragging his feet. He kept the relationship going with both me and you, unsure. I can totally understand how frustrated you must have felt. That's just your personality. And then you noticed how I wasn't getting pregnant. You thought if you had a child, Bill would divorce me and choose you, but your body wasn't able to get pregnant anymore, so you started that new job, didn't you?
Well,
Wait, Mary's job now is a babysitter, right?
Yeah, a babysitter. Pretty impressive. You even got a certification for it, right? I heard your clients trust you, and you have great reviews. You're willing to put in the work when it benefits you. The real goal was probably to meet a child through that job and pass them off as your own to introduce to Bill, and no one would have noticed.
What?
hey, stop making things up. I didn't do anything like that. This child is mine. You're the one telling all these lies.
I ignored their screams and continued. Lily is really cute. I'm sure she's gotten really attached to you, Mary. I've even heard from Lily's real parents about your work.
Wait, what? Real parents? What are you talking about?
Well, I investigated. While I was at it, I gathered some extra info. I might even be able to become a detective. But really, you can't keep lying like this. You never got pregnant, and you didn't have a child with Bill. But to get Bill to go through with the divorce, you lied and said you were pregnant. So what now? What's your plan? Are you seriously thinking of kidnapping that child and pretending they're your own, raising them as if they were your real child, or something equally outrageous?
Mary, what's going on? Sarah's saying this is true, is it? Is Lily really not our child? I thought when the child came, we were going to start a new family together.
Shut up! Everyone's making a fool of me.
Mary screamed.
This child is mine. No matter what anyone says, this child is mine. As long as I say so here, that's the truth. Because everything Sarah says is just her guess. What? Are we going to do a DNA test right here? You can't, can you? Stop showing off what can't be proven. Do you even understand how much I've suffered with a body that can't get pregnant anymore? Sarah, do you get it?
No, I don't. Because what I remember is you begging dad and mom for abortion money, taking it out of their wallets and forcing them to give it to you.
Stop it. It's so annoying. Hey, Bill, who are you going to believe, me or Sarah?
What? Me?
Yeah, because the father of this child is you. If you don't believe me, fine. If you don't believe me and want a divorce, that's fine too. But if that's the case, I want the child support all at once. You promised to pay Sarah, right? Then promise me the same.
No,
Mary rushed toward Bill with a fierce intensity, continuously shouting at the top of her lungs for child support. He frowned and looked completely distressed. He shot me a look as if seeking help, but I ignored it completely. At this point, I was almost impressed by Mary's refusal to admit her lies and faults, now demanding money instead. She had turned into a monster. Just then, I heard hurried footsteps running down the hallway. Now that I think about it, I forgot to lock the door. I said it with exaggerated emphasis. I slammed open the door, and there stood Lily's real parents, along with a police officer.
I knew it. Look, our child was kidnapped. Hey, you, give Lily back. Don't touch her with your dirty hands.
Mary, why are you doing this? We trusted you as a babysitter.
Please, both of you, calm down. I still don't fully understand the situation.
That's what I've been saying. Our child was kidnapped by this woman who was pretending to be a babysitter.
Lily's real father glared at Mary fiercely. He took Lily from Mary's trembling arms and finally breathed a sigh of relief.
This kidnapper. I had a feeling something was off. But if I hadn't heard about this from Sarah earlier, who knows what would have happened.
What the hell is going on? Are you saying that you planned all of this, Sarah?
I didn't plan anything. But when I saw you holding that child and waiting for me at the door, I sent an email to Lily's real parents, just like I told them I would. I said it casually. Mary collapsed right then and there.
Well, could I ask each of you to tell your side of the story, one at a time?
The police officer asked with a confused look, as things were spiraling out of control. I responded with a bright smile. Sure, of course. Oh, but before we do that, could I go to the town hall? I have something I need to submit. At my words, Bill looked startled. But it was already too late for anything to matter.
Well, Sarah,
Thank you, Bill. Please be happy with Mary. This child doesn't need a father like you, and I will raise this child on my own, so don't worry. Bill was overwhelmed by my flawless smile and took a step back. This was the end of the conversation between me, Bill, and Mary. And then, we each had to give our statements to the police. Though the kidnapping case was dropped, there were still some things that followed. First, Mary got into trouble because of her past relationships. She had been blackmailing her exes by bringing up pregnancies and abortions, pretending to be a victim, and extorting money. But such things couldn't go on forever, and she was eventually sued. Bill tried to reconcile with me for a while, but just recently, he showed up at my workplace and attacked me, which led to police involvement. This incident completely destroyed his reputation as an elite employee. Bill, while unaware, is an extremely prideful man. He must have been deeply shocked by being deceived and manipulated by Mary. He paid me alimony and child support, then disappeared. There were rumors of people seeing him living as a homeless person, but that no longer concerns me. I successfully gave birth to a cute little girl. Both my parents and my former in-laws are absolutely smitten with their first grandchild. It's just me and this child now. This child only has me. We will live our lives together, doing our best every day.